Hello world, welcome to my channel, Proteus Augustus. I'm an artist, scientist, and American Constitutionist. And today is December 4th, 2023. And a month and a half or so, towards the end of January, it'll be like, almost 3 years since I had my car. That's one of the things, one of the hits I took, having to deal with these criminals in Colorado. But things seem to be getting pretty nasty in this country. And there is no wonder in my mind as to why. I was born in 61. I knew what was going on by 66, pretty much. I mean, I knew what I was. I didn't have information. I didn't know what was going on in the world. I knew people were hunting each other down and killing each other. It hasn't changed since I've been alive. People that run the world, right, want what they want. Right? It isn't about all of us. You can assure yourself of that. Right? That's why they're letting all these people into this country. They want more productivity. They want to sell more of their gadgets and whatnots. Right? They want to make more money. And to do that, you need more consumers. The system has become fascistic. Where, at least with the Democratic Party, ladies and gentlemen, you have to see what's going on here, right? This isn't about the American public. This isn't about the Republic at all. This is about a political party. Joe Biden is not, the only problem here. It's, listen, whether it's communists, Islamists, whatever, as long as there's conflict, they're all in. I mean, how is it that the American taxpayers' money is going to Iran and to Israel when we should be ending this Islamic terror on the world, right? We have people in Congress also that have a serious moral conflict, right, with themselves. Never mind anything else. The fact that they're going to justify what Hamas did because they hate America so much and they want to dominate us and destroy us, right? And that's exactly what they want to do. This Democratic Party wants to destroy the United States of America. Families like Biden want to take over the country, right? And they've sold themselves to all these other foreign potentates, right? And all these other foreign potentates think we're just like them. We're not. And they're going to find that out. Right? Because they dug themselves into a pretty big hole. Right? But anyways, this is a moral deficit. Really. I mean, if you don't have any baseline for what moral behavior is, I mean, even on a animalistic level, you know what I mean? Like I said before, I mean, my cats, they communicated, with me and themselves, right? In their own way. It's just a matter of understanding. But animals know good and bad. And then you got some animals that are just crazy, right? It's the same thing with human beings, right? And somehow these people these people rise to the top because they're killers. Because they got no problem killing, right? And the free man has to fight back. The free man has to fight back. As tough as it may be, and as hard as it may be, right? Israel cannot be stopped in this battle, right? They're coming for America right now. We'll be fighting in the streets ourselves. You can guarantee that. Right? What do you think all these dudes are going to do that came here? right? A lot of them, they don't look like they're hurting to me. They're coming up here to abuse our freedoms and liberties. That's what they're coming up here to do. They think we're suckers, man. And so don't the Bidens and the Clintons, right? And the Obamas. Believe me, as a citizen, as an American citizen, I really have no problem saying that. I have no power. You know, I mean, even if I did have power, I just wouldn't associate with these people, right? And try to use the system, you know, to our advantage, because eventually, you know, all these people are going to kill themselves off. All these women are killing themselves off, right? By, you know, through abortion or marrying themselves to a job, and behold themselves to a boss, another man or another woman, right? They would rather do that than raise a child and be married to a man, right? I mean, I know not every man can support all of that, but that's because I seen it happen. They pulled women out of the household, right? It made it more appealing for women, right, to just ditch dudes, right? Just to be men themselves. And if there's that, they encourage that, you know, on welfare, you know, we'll take care of you, right? They just want more people so that they can get more productivity, because that's the way they look at people, you know, in a fascistic sense here in America today. The Democratic Party looks at people as productivity, right? And so don't a lot of the Republicans. That's why this is continuing. That's why we're not in a civil war right now. That's why we're not shooting at each other right now. Because both of our political parties are in on this. Okay? This is like good cop, bad cop. And don't think any different. That's why they're trying to stop Trump. Because Trump don't want to fight these wars. Listen, if the United States of America did not give foreign aid to all these other countries, this country would be like 100 years advanced against the rest of the world, right? And it's their fault. They have people, they have human minds, they have stuff, right? You know, they can't manage to make the best of what they have and realize what their position is in the world. You know, little country can't determine the fate of the whole planet when you got all these crazy people in the UN, right? All of this is a psychological ecosystem we're in right now, right? And every time I talk to a communist, I mean, I've talked to Muslims before. They're not all crazy. I mean, there's plenty of religions I don't agree with. I mean, you know, some religions believe that when you die, you're going to get your own planet. I mean, really. As long as it's not harming anybody, that's the limit to our legal case law, right? And I wrote a couple of papers on that. But whether it's religious oppression or it's political oppression or, you know, through fascism or communism, call it what you want, right? Every time I talk to these people and I say, who's going to be the shot caller? Who's going to tell you how much money you get? When are you going to be satisfied? Do you even know what you're talking about? I mean, really, these people have no clue what they're talking about. I fought the Soviets. I know what that's about. I was alive when Mao was alive. I mean, he was an old man, but, you know, still. I was on this planet. I seen these countries the way they were as a young boy. You know, I was just trying to figure out how to communicate with, you know, understand language better and stuff so I could figure stuff out. But, you know, communism, Islamism, whatever you want to call it, socialism, any politically dominated system by political parties are not good for free men and women. It doesn't work, right? And because they have their own set of values, right? And that's why we fought the revolution, to get rid of the theocracy off our back, right? So that free men could own property and be entrepreneurs, practice their own religion, again, as long as you don't think that you can do whatever you want to people, right? But we have a system of laws, right, that I try to engage as a civil man, and that's how I try to take care of business. Those guys I'm dealing with and other people, they don't take care of business like that. They'll send party goons for you, right? Or they'll talk to somebody down the street and plant a story in their head. This is how they do these things. I know. I deal with people like this, unfortunately. It doesn't matter what their names are. I could see them coming. You know, they stick out. To me, anyways. I mean, I've been around. But that's just how our systems are being destroyed, right? As I said in my other video. So anyways, I just wanted to do a short video and talk about, whether people's eyes are open or not to the evil that is in our own system, right? We have to fight. We're going to have to fight a war. You understand this, right? We can't allow Iran to continue this Islamic tyranny. We need to slap them back, right? I would have did it in 79. I graduated high school in 79, and I'm a poor man. What can I do? All I could do is my service, right, to the people. I didn't fight for Reagan, like I said before. I fought for my freedom and for the people. For the people's freedom. I have a duty to do. And if I had a child, they would do a duty. Except the female. She'd have to do it. I don't want my daughter going in the military. I don't think women have any business in the military unless it's absolutely necessary. There's other things to do, right? I mean, associated with the military. When I say military, I mean actually fighting, combat arms, things like that. I don't know. There's other ways women can support the effort, right? And, but anyways, it's just, I'm old school, right? I don't think that our females should have tainted minds like that, to have to deal with what's going on, what Hamas has done to these women and children. And it ain't just females, they do it too. You see, these Islamists, you have to really get into what they're all about. They're all about them, just like communists. They're all about them. Whatever they say, right, is the power. They will pervert anything to their own end. These people cannot be satisfied, right? They're insatiable. Lust for blood and domination is all these people believe in, right? And like I said, the sad thing was, like, when I was growing up, it was bad guys and good guys, and the good guy usually won, and there was a reason for that, because we have a moral code. And then things just started going sideways a lot. All these fake guys, with breasts on, like Sigourney Weaver was the first one, right? I'm like, well, this is a good movie, right? It wasn't bad, I'm like, okay. But then after that, it was like, really getting ridiculous. I mean, they can't sell it. These women are throwing big dudes across the room and shit. That's how you psychologically warp the minds of children. I'm telling you, these women think they're dudes. They're not. They have no freaking clue. And that's why they need to look at what's happening now. And that's why the Israeli forces need to start showing the public the hard truth. Who cares about? Do it any way you can. YouTube, whatever. The world needs to see what these animals have done and what they will continue to do. And anybody sitting over there in Congress or anybody in business, right, that can't agree to that, then they're a party to this death and evilness and this destruction of human life, right? I mean, listen, these people want to use that to stop us from being free. They want to kill us, and then when we come back with the force of whatever we got, right, they want to cry about how we're oppressing them. I mean, it's so so disturbing to me to see people in this world that have power trying to justify what's happened to you. You're all evil people, man. You're evil, okay? I don't care if, like I said, you're evil. What more can I say? If you don't believe there's evil and good, then you also have a serious problem, right? That's why this guy's sitting in prison, right? I just seen another interrogation, right, the other day. Well, today, actually. I mean, this freaking guy doesn't even know why he did what he did. He's got arms like a pencil. He was probably raised without a male, right, that could see there was something wrong with this boy and get him help even if he had to or something. These women have no clue how to raise young males, right? And these young women that are being abused, these young girls that are being abused also. This is happening in our society today. We have a lot of problems here in our society today, right? Now, I don't know nothing about slavery and child and all that. I don't associate with criminals. But the fact remains, if this is happening, this has to be stopped with military force in our own country. Never mind the police. These states and these political parties are not doing their job. We have a republic. We have ethics. And that's another thing that I'm going to have to be dealing with soon. The fact of the matter is, if a prosecutorial, I keep having a hard time getting my tongue around that. Prosecutorial, discretion can't abuse the rules of ethics. I mean, they're ethically bound to the victim and to the public to prosecute people who commit crimes against the person and the public. They're not there to protect their political party and their jobs from other people and use it as a means to wrench them out of society or to make them vulnerable, right? And this is something I'm going to have to deal with, and I'm dealing with that because I should have a right to defend myself, right? And I shouldn't have to say that I should have a right. I do have a right to defend myself. Well, when people in ministerial positions, right, like justices or judges or whatever they want to call themselves, however they fancy themselves, they're looking past their ethical obligations. All of these deals they're doing with these criminals they just regurgitate themselves back through the system 3 or 4 times before then they're away for a while. Meanwhile, they got a ratio of 3 victims to 1 criminal before the guy might see some time for what he's doing, right? I mean, that ain't right. I mean, I have to deal with some... Listen, anyway, so this is a little bit long. I just want to say, right, the next time you talk to a communist, right, ask him who's going to be the shot caller. And how are you going to... You just believe that you're going to get everything you need and you can live your life and not work. How do you think things actually get produced, right? And when things are produced, what do you think the proper compensation for that is? It doesn't work. Like I said when I began this video, I fought the Soviets, right? I know all about that. That's not a productive society. Right? It's an evil society, right? Political parties will always go bad. They have to be turned over, and there's no reason why this country can't create a political party, right, to compete against these two, because these two ain't that different. They're really not. But at least the Republicans can see the evil in the world, right? And, maybe some of them want to feed off of that. That's not what I'm talking about, right? But this Islamist terror in this world needs to stop. This communist push in this world needs to stop, right? This disease and this biological attack and this faux excuse that is just happening by mistake needs to stop. These people need to be stopped. Excuse me. Got a little bit of a sniffle. Until next time, think free, be free, and most importantly, eat free, right? Don't let them take your food, right? Don't eat their stuff, right? Put them out of business, right? Who wants to pay $20 for a hamburger? I don't.